The Mavericks outduel the Timberwolves in clutch time again, taking a commanding 3-0 series lead. Udonis, Kyrie Irving scored 33 points apiece, and the Mavericks made all the big plays late, beating the T-Wolves 116-107, closing with a 12-3 run, winning their 5th consecutive playoff game. Kyrie and Luka at the mic.
It means absolutely nothing right now. That's not even something I'm thinking about. Going into Game 4, it's still 0-0. And that's the type of motivation and mentality we have in that locker room. It's not just me. We feel like the job isn't finished.
Last possession, I told him I'm tired. And he told me that's the way it's supposed to be, And he brought that calmness to our team, to me, the maturity, and it's been unbelievable to have him on our team. Just learning from him every day, positive energy always. So just a blessing having him on our team.
Those two clearly having some fun out there. Shay, tell me this. What's the biggest reason Dallas is up 3-0 right now?
Well, the two best players from the Mavericks are doing exactly what we thought they would do. And that was one of the reasons why I picked the Dallas Mavericks, because I knew Kyrie and Luka would do what they were supposed to do. But for me, and their defense has even been better than I even anticipated. Lively Jr., I don't think the game would have been that close had Lively the second not taking that knee to the back of the head, guys. I thought the game, because it seemed like it was about to get out of hand until he went down by taking the Karl Anthony Towns knee to the back of the head. Their defense has been sensational. Lively the second. Daniel Gafford was doing an unbelievable job. P.J. Brown has done an unbelievable job. But, guys, Cat, what are we going to do with Cat? They went 16 of 42 last night, 38%. They went 9 of 33 in Game 2, 27%. Cat is shooting 14% from the three, and he keeps taking them.
Right.
Hell, you can't make a shot from 2 that's closer than the 3, and you keep jacking up 3s.
Yeah.
He's got to be better. They've got to be better as a duo to be able to offset what Kyrie and Luka are giving you. I've had a feeling they would give you somewhere between 55 and 60 points a game based on their average during the regular season. They're doing that. Cat and Ant-Man are not even close to what they normally give you in the regular season, and they can't win like that. Their auxiliary players aren't good enough. Yeah, Jaden McDaniels is having an unbelievable shooting from the 3, but they can't win unless their two big guns start to go off. And I don't know, UD, I think it might be a little bit too late. Do I believe they can come back? Do I believe they can beat the Mavericks 4 consecutive games? I do not. For me, this series is over, and it's probably going to be over Tuesday night.
Oh, for sure. It's definitely too late now. They ain't coming back. And I agree with you. I agree with you 1,000% on Cat. The moment might just be a little bit too bright for him right now. The stars are winning this series. These games are possession games that are coming down to your stars making plays at the end. We would look at this series and we would think that Dallas has dominated these series, but each game it could have been won by Minnesota. The stars are the ones that are winning these games, and the other star hasn't necessarily showed up the way he's needed to show up for Minnesota.
Well, first of all, a couple of things. Number one, UD, good to see you, my brother. I'm very, very proud of what I'm seeing you on the TV. His brother doing some things, Shay. I mean, he's doing some things. I mean, I got to admit it. I'm very, very impressed with you. I've been watching them over the last few weeks. Way to go, my brother. Congrats with that. Damn right, you deserve it, my brother. Let me tell y'all this. Now, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, Shay. Right. You ain't wrong, UD. Let me throw this out at y'all and see what y'all think about this. I'm going to say the biggest reason the Mavs are up 3-0 is because of Anthony Edwards. Because you opened your mouth about Kyrie Irving. That's what I'm going to say. Now, let me be very, very clear. I understand Cat has just been horrible shooting from threes. He needs to stop. I don't blame Draymond Green. I don't blame Shaq. I don't blame Chuck and them for getting on him the way that they did. Yeah. We love Cat, but the bottom line is, damn, you called yourself the all-time best shooting big man, and that has not shown up in this series at all. And the way Anthony Edwards got going in that third quarter, particularly off of that duck with 6 minutes and 15 seconds left in the third quarter, I thought that was going to galvanize them. It was going to elevate their level of play. Plus, he scored like 7 straight. He was doing his thing, but he had no help. He looked gassed, and there was nobody up there to pick up the slack for him. We get all of that, right? But here's why I point to Anthony Edwards. He opened his mouth, and I said this before. It's one thing to open your mouth and say you're going to drop 40. The brother can't stop you. No. You were talking about what you were going to do defensively. I got Kyrie. And I said this on the air the other day. In all my years, I mean, damn, you know, I mean, I know I look good, I look young, but I've been covering the NBA for 30 years now. I've been covering damn near 30 years, y'all. I don't recall one person ever saying, I want to guard Kyrie Irving. Am I lying, UD? I ain't never heard that in my life. I ain't never heard that in my life.
And you picked the wrong time to do it, too. This is Kyrie that's on a redemption tour. This is Kyrie who's the leader of that locker room. I know Luka's their best player, but Kyrie is the leader in that locker room.
So check this out, and that's where I'm going. Because of the leadership, it's elevated Kyrie. He was already leading, but Kyrie was deferring. PJ, you want some? Come get some. Here you go. Here's Derrick Jones, here you go. Luka, here you go. Oh, y'all need me to step up in the second half and handle business. I'll do that. He was quiet. He walked into the conference finals, y'all, averaging 1.6 points in the first quarter. 19 total points in 12 games in the first 2 rounds. And Anthony Edwards said what he said. All of a sudden, I'm looking at the numbers here. You got Kyrie and Luka averaging 60 to Ant-Man's and Cats like 37. They shooting like 60% from the field to they're like 27%. I'm like, no, this is bad. And don't get me started with their clutch points. They're averaging 19 points. 19 points in the fourth quarter on 69% shooting collective, the both of them combined. Look, you can open your mouth, and that can sort of galvanize the troops. I think that's what happened with Ant-Man as it pertains to Kyrie.
I'm not surprised, UD, I'm not surprised that the Mavericks are great in the clutch. They're one of the 2 best teams in clutch. Last 5 minutes of the game within 5 points. So I'm not surprised because you got 2 of the best ball handlers. They can get whatever shot they want unless you blitz them, unless you trap them and take the ball out of their hands. Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic are going to get to the spot that they want to get to, and there's nothing you can do about it. But what I love most about Kyrie is the maturity and the growth which he's shown.
Absolutely.
This is the Kyrie. This is what LeBron.
That's what we were asking for.
What LeBron was doing for him in Cleveland that he didn't understand at the time, he's doing the exact same thing for Luka at this time and at this moment.
I'll take it one step further. What he was expected to do in Boston.
Yes.
What he was expected to do to a lesser degree in Brooklyn. He is now doing in Dallas. So I will say this, though, and I'll go to you, UD, on this. You know, speaking with Shannon, piggybacking off of Shannon's point. Shannon, I am surprised from the standpoint. When I saw Minnesota's defense in Game 2 against Denver. When I saw them again in Game 7 against Denver, amp it up in the second. I haven't seen defense like that in decades. And I thought Minnesota, the #1 defense in the league. I'm like, yo, they coming, and what you gonna do with these trees that they can throw out there? They have no answer against Luka Doncic and Kyrie. They look defeated. They look beaten. And every game's been close, but they look defeated, UD.
They've tried everything. They tried the double team. They tried the zone. I saw them go to zone last night. They tried blitzing. They've literally tried everything. But the problem with that is they don't have those habits. They've been the best defensive team all year. They haven't had the blitz. They haven't had the zone. So now you're getting in the playoffs and you're doing things that you're not accustomed doing. So you're not comfortable doing these things, and these things are taking you out of your comfort zone. So
hold it.
Yeah, they've been the best defensive team all year, but they have no clue.
Hold it, UD. I got a question for you. Okay, you said they haven't been doing this all year. What have they been doing all year that made them successful defensively?
They've been able to funnel the ball down to Rudy Gobert at that paint. If I can funnel you down to my shot blocker and he can do what he do is be big down there and just block shots, then he can get Defensive Player of the Year and we could be the best defensive team in the league.
And they can't do that. And they can't do that because you got Gaffney or Lively rolling, looking for the alley-oop. They got more alley-oops. They doubled up the alley-oops to everybody else in the playoffs combined.
Listen,
that's
if you can get 2 or 3 lobs in a game, you literally suck the defense in, and now everybody overreacts, and now everybody else is live on that 3-point line. So all you got to do is get a couple of those lobs.
Look at the last. Shannon. Look at the last alley oop that Gaffney slammed down, right? Gafford slammed down, right?
That finished.
Look at Rudy Gobert. He's like, Doncic is coming, and I'm like, what do I do? So I couldn't blame him because if you're the defender, you got to at least keep a body in front of Luka Doncic. Luka is just controlling it, getting to the hole when he wants to. Rudy Gobert's trying to cheat, but you really, really can't because you can get the alley oop to Gafford or Lively, and he's stuck. There's nothing he can do.
You're absolutely right.
I have one question, though, fellas.
Go ahead.
Why doesn't Minnesota target Kyrie and Luka on the other end the same way Dallas targets Gobert every time they pick and roll? Because they
can
allowed them to rest. They allowed them
Can
to
I answer
rest
that?
on the other end of the floor, and now they have all their energy and all their power to come back and score on offense. Why don't you put them in some action on the defensive end the same way that they go at Rudy Gobert every time?
Let me tell you why, UD. They can't do it. Only one man can. And that's Anthony Edwards. And he gassed.
Yeah.
Bring him up on the pick and roll. Bring him up on the pick and roll.
But they can't do it. And so you got to remember, Minnesota ranked like 22 in clutch time this year. Last night, you know, Kyrie and Luka doing their thing.
Yeah.
Minnesota was 0 for 5 in clutch time.
Yeah.
So you look at them, right, and Ant-Man's gas, they've got no one else to attack Luka or attack Kyrie offensively outside of Anthony Edwards. That's your product. That's the answer to your question.
And the difference is that when you talk about, look how they did Denver. Denver only had one guy that could really go get his own shot. That's Jamal Murray.
That's right.
The Dallas Mavericks has two guys. Kyrie, how you take the ball out of his hand unless you trap him?
Right.
And now you're going to leave guys wide open. And PJ has done a great job of knocking down open threes, especially in that short porch in the corners. And now you got Luka. Luka can get whatever he wants. He don't even see Jaden McDaniels. He doesn't even see him because he's getting whatever he wants from the basket all the way out to 28 feet.
You know what got me laughing?
What?
Everybody teasing me, talking about, yo, Stephen A, you're going to have to go to Dallas for the finals, acting like that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
I'm going like this. That ain't the Cowboys. If anything, that puts more pressure on the
Dallas
Cowboys.
is a great city.
I'm very happy about it.
Yeah,
Doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah.
Doesn't bother me at all. I'm looking forward to it.
Stephen A. Dak spoke about that, right? With
Yes, he did.
Why are you speaking on teams that win in the playoffs?
Yeah, he said it's more pressure. It's going to be more pressure on the
It's more
Cowboys.
pressure.
He admitted it.
When,
He admitted it.
when you're looking
Yes,
at
it
what's
is.
happening in the NBA and the NHL in Dallas, it puts the
Isn't
pressure.
that beautiful?
Yeah.
It's going to be more pressure on the Cowboys. And you know what they do
Dak
with pressure?
spoke out about that. They're feeling it.
We know what they do under pressure. Nothing.
That's right.